Okay guys, apologies, it's been quite a while since I've made a video, a couple of weeks, and not all that has been health, to be honest. We've had some other dramas going on the property and a few things happening, and some of you are aware that we've retired from the dog kennel business, and also we've starting to plan some travel overseas and a few things happening, which is good. And that has had me a little bit behind the eight ball. Also some good times with family being over, and had a great Easter, I'll be right, Australia Day weekend, Easter, Australia Day weekend with everybody over from Melbourne, so it was fantastic. Alright, let's get into it. And the clock works, we can see it changing at the moment. There we go, that was good timing. And the seconds hand, this is the President Madison. One of my favourite radios. This was my radio. As you know, I've got a few radios, but this here was my personal one that ends up going into the museum for quite a long time. It's been there for years actually, and is becoming a birthday present going over to a mate of mine in Adelaide, and I just wanted to give it a run through to make sure it was doing everything it was doing, and also give you a chance to see one of my radios that over the years has been a fun radio, and just an example of what's heading out the door. Now I just had a message come up that said clean your camera lens. So was it a little bit terrible? Maybe you can comment on that. I've just cleaned the lens anyway. It's good when they do that. Alright, so this radio, full disclosure, I did need to just adjust the frequency on it ever so slightly, very slightly, on lower sideband. Upper sideband was perfect actually, but lower just ever so slightly, so I quickly pulled the screws, and that certainly was an easy fix. Alright, so President Madison, this is the one you want out of all of them, to be very honest. They were brilliant, they really were, and I think having a matching President speaker, these speakers can go for huge money these days, just the speaker alone, and very hard to find. And it's certainly to my very good mate of mine in Adelaide, known him since I was probably 15 or 16 years old. Couldn't think of a better birthday present for him, and this is going to be a beauty. But 1 2 1 2, okay, so we've got a lot of transmit coming off it, 1 2 3 4 5, and we've got a lot of power. Hello. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I'm just listening on this fella here. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 1 2, and obviously all good there. So loads of transmit, so we're very happy about that. Now upper sideband, we just want to check its clarification again. And 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, so we're really good. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2. Oh, as you can see, peaking about 15 or 16 watts, which one of the things to identify and remember about the excuse me, any of these radios was their power output was to some degree was limited by the power supplies inside them. So some people would say, oh, but you know, I can get 18 watts out of a President Adams running off a 12 volt supply, supply of 10 amps or something. These supplies were really meant to do the 12 watts and a little bit more. You know, they certainly can handle a couple of watts more, but yeah, sort of 15-16 watts was generally a way to keep the supply in good order and not be pushing it too much. So anyway, but I'm pretty impressed with that. Oh, I'll be more impressed if I put it back on lower sideband. Let's have a look here. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. I might have picked the RF a little bit on this for my mate. It was about right on 12 watts. I thought, I don't think ACMA are going to kill him for an extra 4 watts. But yeah, all good. The other mode we like to check, of course, is AM. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. Now on AM you get the modulation meter. Hello. So as you can see, 100% modulation. Lovely meter to tell you, it tells you you've got 100% modulation. Isn't that fantastic? And if I adjust the mic gain, and it'll tell me I've got 1 2 1 2, 100% modulation. Very accurate meter. Absolutely. They were just an indicator meter. That's all right. It's all good. Yeah, working well on AM. Good power output there on PP there. So obviously 4 watts carrier, and then hello, etc. The other thing we like to look at on, of course, these things is receive, and we like to see if we can hear 0.5 of a microvolt. And we can hear 0.5 of a microvolt beautifully. Let me turn that camera down. This is receiving beautifully. Let's have a look. Let's pump that up. Pump up the volume. Okay. Now, I reckon that's going to go under. I'm still hearing it nicely. Look at that. At 0.2 of a microvolt, minus 118 dBm. And look, I'll be honest, this is not the most accurate way to test the receiver. The receiver is actually better than the way I'm doing it here. This is a very short way of doing it to say, here you go. It allows us to peak the receiver. That was the other thing, Glenn. I did a bit of a peak on the receiver as well. I just thought, mate, it's coming to you. I want to make sure it's perfect, and I know this means a lot to you as far as what it represents. A lot of history with me and my good old mate, and great history, really is, and goes right back to the Jensen Electronics days. And I won't say too much about who he is because he does have a fairly high-profile job. And but those of you who know him know you've seen him in the media, and I just slipped his name before, so you know I shouldn't have even said that, to be very honest. But yes, he's in the media quite a bit, and it's always good to see his smiling face. And it's the thing about this chap, I'll tell you now, he is the happiest guy on the planet. Beautiful family. Still lives in a place where I won't say the suburb, but northeast of Adelaide. That's probably enough. But where he's lived for many years, bringing up a family and enjoying life, and he's travelled a lot. He's travelled with the family. He's done it right. It's a great example. And what more right thing could he do than add a Madison, to the collection? It's got a beautiful grant that I sent him over last year sometime, I think it was, and he's just one of those fastidious, want a certain breed of something, and we're all a little bit like that, no question. But anyway, hopefully this will make him very happy. But overall, look, I checked the band just before. Unfortunately, on the other radio, if I put an antenna on this, it's dead. Unfortunately, there's not much happening, no DX or anything just at the moment. So I won't bother wasting anyone's time with me hooking up an antenna out here, because it's Tangambalanga and we don't have any local traffic out here. But when the DX is running, yes. But the receiver, the way that's working, absolutely stunning. And the fact the clock is working functionally beautifully. This is a 240 volt version, by the way. That's another thing too. So it's a very nice version. And didn't check the channel 9 switch. Yep, checks over to channel 9. Good, that's all right. Heard that. What else? SWR. Look, hang on. I'll just make sure. Where's the calibrate at? Let me just. I need two hands for this. Hang on. Okay, so we go to calibrate basically, and you see to the calibrate mode, then we come to reflected, and we say no reflected power. You've got your SWR calibration there, and you basically can see how you get that figure. And hang on, just let me go. Oh, hang on, didn't want to do that. Oh, yes. Okay. Probably explain something to you on the phone, Glenn. That's right. I know what I had to talk about. We'll talk about that later. But something. this radio has a little something extra in it that we'll discuss later on. But that's minor. Anyway, apart from that, guys, they were a lovely, beautiful radio that was set up so nice in the fact that they really had good control over the mic gain. As you see, don't trust the modulation meter completely. You really had a nice layout. The clock was kind of a little bit of old school, which I liked. See, on the Bengal Mark IIIs, they went to the digital clock. I like the analog clock. I love the analog clock, actually. It's my favourite. But anyway, all right. Well, look, that's just a bit of a quick look. We just wanted to make sure that we've got a working radio, and of course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just one last check, because I like to hear myself talk. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm on AM. I was going to say, help. I'll put it back on sideband. Try that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we go back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. No, we're laughing. Fantastic. All right, well, that's the President Madison. You won't see a lot of them, although you will see a few more from me. I've got another 4 or 5 out in the garage, to be very honest, but they're ones I need to go through. They were Ross's, I reckon, from Strictly Ham. I think from memory. I've had them for years, but this is my one that I've had for many, many more years. This was the one that made it to the museum, probably the one that I loved the most when I was really big into collecting a lot of CB stuff. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, there you go, President Madison. You won't see a lot of them, but when you do, it's certainly well worth grabbing one. Certainly contact us if you do want one, because yes, we will have another 4 or 5 that we'll be disposing of. Each one will just individually rate as per how good it is, whether it's got marks, etc., etc. I can't promise there'll be a speaker for every one of them. Actually, I know I can't. So that sort of might be on your list to keep an eye out for. Is if you ever see a president speaker, obviously grab it. Don't delay, because there you go, the clock turning again. Like seeing, yeah, that's good. The president speakers. Look, I'm just going to be straight with you. We have clients that pay $250, $300 a speaker. Now, you might be reacting to that right now and say, well, that's just a bloody rip-off. Let me tell you, I don't set those prices. Very often, it's your client who sets that sort of pricing, and they are just becoming that rare. I won't say any more on that. It is just what it is with some of these things. It's where we're at in the pricing of the... look, if you guys know me and my car collection, I've got one at the moment where I bought it only under 2 years ago. Full disclosure, I bought it for $110,000, shipped to my door. I've had an offer in the 200s just recently. Is that because I've done so much to that car and because I've made it worth so much more? No, just the market. So sometimes when you're dealing with CB, just sort of there are cheaper options in everything. We've got a range of from $200 to $2,000. If we talk stoner, to $8,000. I mean, look, it varies so much in CB, but I promise you this: there is an answer for you here somewhere at whatever price point you're at. I have to move over 1,000 CB radios in the next in 2025. Every one of them's going to go out the door, and then basically they're all going in a container. We've decided where they're going for the balance. That particular location gets an absolute bargain with what's left. There's no question that someone buying the whole lot has, but we're going to use 2025 to our advantage. There is so many CBs. Amateur radio, obviously we're selling some of it, but I've got quite a collection I want to keep. But the CB gear, I'm only keeping about 40 or 50 for myself, and the other 1,000 odd radios out the door. So certainly contact us if you've got a CB need. Please get onto us. I promise you, there's some stuff here that you don't even know about. I just got some stuff in from South Africa, which a lot of it was pre-sold. A lot of it, and the container from the US we just got in, that was a lot of boxed equipment. Once again, a lot of that was pre-sold, especially the box stuff. I haven't got much of the box stuff left now, and you don't even get to see that on YouTube, unfortunately, because obviously the buyer sometimes is going to resell, and they're going to keep what they need, and then they're going to resell. So I can't disclose who they are or what they've bought or what they paid. But what I can say is, the more you buy, the better that you'll do. I'm in a position now where time is everything to me, money's not. Reasonable offers will be accepted. So just remember that this might be a good time to talk to us about what your CB radio needs are if you're a collector. If you're a guy who does a bit of repair work and wants to touch base with us about radios we're just not going to get time to get to, a lot of those are being sold at ridiculous prices, and I mean that. I had someone the other day that said to me, unbelievable, thank you. And I said, look, mate, I'm not going to get to these. I don't have time. I do have money, but I don't have time. And I don't say that in some sort of boisterous, like overconfident way. Not at all. I won't get to enjoy it. I've limited time left. Anything I do is for my wife. There'll be an announcement at some stage where you'll just go, oh, Brenton's gone. And hey, I hope to stick around as long as I can, but I had a day yesterday where I thought it was all over. So just know that enjoy life, buy the things you want, have fun. There goes the clock again. Be eccentric like me, and don't do the norm. Do what you want to do. If I had my time all again, there's a lot of things I'd change, but there's a hell of a lot of things I would still be as eccentric and as crazy, whether it's cars, radios, whatever. Mate, just enjoy life. It's all I can say to you, because it's over too soon, and I wish I could tell you more. But all I can say to you is enjoy it, because it's a commodity that you can't buy it. Trust me, I've got a little bit of money these days. Can't buy it. It's not for sale. You just can do your best. All right, guys. To my friend over in South Australia, I really hope you enjoy this radio. I just think it will be something that you'll treasure, and I look forward to hearing back. All right, all the best, guys. 73s from VK3 Charlie Mike, Tangambalanga, Northeast Victoria. Live your best life, guys. Enjoy.